changes when he is reincarnated as a kitty cat stronger than Saitama and becomes a pet to a busty elf mommy. Tama wakes up inside a labyrinth, and all he remembers is that he died after getting stabbed by a demon's blade. He has been reincarnated as an S-rank behemoth that is able to destroy nations in a single night, like how your mom rocked my world in one night. As an ex-knight, he feels conflicted about being reincarnated as a world-threatening monster, but when he looks at his own reflections, he sees that he is now a stupid-ass cat. While it surprises him, he chooses to accept it. A bum E-rank Rimuru pops up, wanting to eat him. Tama checks his skills and uses one of them to attack the slime, and being hungry, Tama has no choice but to bite the slime, but to his surprise, it tastes sweeter than your daddy's baby batter. Just then, he realizes that he can keep the skills of the creatures he eats and even store them for later, so he goes on his little food hunt. Tama faces various monsters, from flying lizards to rock monsters that look like my ex without makeup, and after he eats them, he gets their skills. On his quest, he walks into a treasure chest and gets excited to see a red crystal inside it. But just like any Souls game, it turns out to be a trap, and it transports him to the top of an S-rank Earth Dragon. Tama launches an attack which is deflected and creates an opening for him. The dragon attacks back, and while Tama tries to defend himself, it still manages to hit him, causing him to bleed. Just as the dragon is about to finish the job, Tama manages to counter and flies to the opening in the cave to escape his death. Meanwhile, somewhere in the city, an elf thicker than your sister, Aria, is starting her day as an adventurer. She rides a boat to the labyrinth's entrance, and when the guards stop her, she shows them her pendant which gives her access inside. There she pulls out her dual sword, and it reminds Aria of her past when she once saw a female warrior carrying the same weapon against demons. Back with the kitty, Tama is close to the exit when he collapses due to the loss of blood, but before he gets another reincarnation as an emo boy stuck inside a wall created by titans, Aria sees him and goes to save him. Tama wakes up bandaged and inside Aria's house where she takes care of him. He folds seeing such a beautiful elf with glorious mommy milkers and realizes that Aria doesn't know that he is an S-rank behemoth. For days, Aria takes care of Tama, feeds him, nurtures him, and even sleeps with him until he fully heals. Then she leaves to go to the labyrinth, but after what she did for him, Tama devotes himself to protecting Aria, so he goes to follow her. In the labyrinth, he tails her, worrying she will end up like the girls in Goblin Slayer. But when she does meet some goblins, Aria easily defeats them and takes their ears, which surprises Tama. Just then, another goblin pops up, and while Aria is confident, it turns out to be a goblin mage who shoots fire at her. She stands frozen, but because Tama can't expose his overpowered abilities, he pushes her out of the way and claws the goblin's clapped face, causing it to fall to his death. Aria can't believe that Tama saved her, so on their way back, she caresses his body, which makes Tama very happy. Then they go to the guild where, after stepping inside, a dude with a yee-ass haircut, Cussman, tries to raise Aria into his party so they can make elf babies, but Tama bites his hand, stopping him from diddling Aria. Cussman throws Tama away, but when he falls, he uses his claw to rearrange his face. It angers Cussman and makes him want to make cat stew, but before he does anything, Anna, the terrifying ladyboy, who is the guild receptionist, stops Cussman, and when he threatens Cussman that he will clap his cheeks, Cussman runs away in fear. Anna praises Tama for saving Aria, and after he saves her twice, Aria declares that from now on, Tama will officially be her cat, which Tama is very happy about. Then she plays with him and his fur, but as she's getting close to caress Tama's baby jewels, Tama purrs and creams. Later, while being drunk, Aria, looking like a snack, tells Tama to bathe with her. At first, Tama declares that he won't do it, but after folding, he bathes with her and her two massive floaties. Just then, she vents about how she wants to be strong and tells the story of her past. Aria informs Tama about how demons attacked her village, but they were saved by an elf sword saint, Alicia, who became Aria's role model, and after hearing this, Tama snuggles with her. The next day, Aria and Tama go to the guild where Anna warns them to go home. Just then, Cussman pops up and shows an order to put down Tama after he clawed his face. However, he challenges Aria to a duel, and that if she wins, Tama will stay alive, but if she loses, she will become his baby mama. It surprises everyone, and without any option, Aria accepts his challenge. That night, the whole city watches the duel between the C-rank Cussman and the D-rank Aria. But feeling generous, Cussman offers Arya to pick anyone to help her against him. When nobody steps up, Cussman laughs, but suddenly, Tama himself steps up to the plate as Arya's partner, ready to clap Cussman from life. Tama attacks first, but quickly realizes that it's difficult to defeat Cussman without his skills. Arya sees this chance to attack, but Cussman dodges her and kicks her, which causes a bruise. She continues trying every attack she knows, but Cussman easily counters her every move, knowing that he's close to being Arya's primary source of baby batter. He manages to get Arya down, declaring that he is the winner, and Tama, on the sidelines, is questioning whether he should use his skills and show himself to the world. When Cussman attacks, Tama uses his skill to deflect him and yeets him away, causing his own sword to stab into his meat sword. It surprises everyone to see this cat so powerful, and while Tama realizes that his life is over, he feels no regret for saving his precious master. However, they celebrate him for being an elemental cat and not a behemoth, and they announce that Arya is the winner. From that day forth, Tama, who is an evil S-class behemoth, is now the pet of a busty elf girl. The next morning, Tama wakes up next to Arya, and wanting to pamper her, Tama licks her elf ear. And realizing she almost drools from her lower lips, Tama jumps off the bed, but it does nothing as Arya pulls him back in to lick her ears some more. Later, they go to the armory and meet with the busty blacksmith, Vulcan. She feels excited to see the legendary cat, Tama, and they play around with him, and here, Tama feels blessed to be reborn as a cat surrounded by milky jugs. Just then, Vulcan asks Arya why she's here, and she tells Vulcan that she wants her to make armor for Tama. Excited, Vulcan spends her day and night building the armor, and the next day, Tama is dripped out in his new swag. However, she informs Arya that her request to make her sword lighter cannot be done, and while it saddens Arya, Vulcan has an idea. She asks Arya to form a temporary party with her so she can watch Arya firsthand in battle to figure out the issue. Then they spend their time fighting goblins in the labyrinth, and being the muscle mommy that she is, Vulcan easily defeats her portion of goblins. Just then, an orc pops up, wanting both of the girls' cheeks, and when Arya goes to attack, the orc easily counters her, so Tama has to step in to help Arya defeat the orc as her moves are now readable by the enemy. However, Vulcan sees the weakness in Arya's movement and informs her that the next enemy they'll face will be perfect for her practice. They meet a roper, and when Tama sees their opponent, he fears that this will end with the girls in hot bondage. Vulcan tells Arya that she will be forced to change her moves against them, and when Arya goes to attack them, she is proven right as the roper easily counters Arya's fast movements. Just then, Vulcan throws Arya dual knives, and when using them, Arya manages to move faster than ever before. Here, Vulcan points out that Arya fits better with knives in her hands, and using her speed, slashes the other roper, causing the monster to excrete white cream, causing Arya to know beforehand what a night with Johnny Sins feels like. It angers Tama that she got creamed on her face, and she blitzes through the roper with ease, impressing both Vulcan and Tama. With the roper defeated, Tama takes a bite to absorb its skill, and while it tastes like your mother's juices, Tama manages to learn new skills. Meanwhile, Arya is continuously stabbing the dead monster for what it did to her, stating that only Tama can defile her face. From then on, despite her infatuation with the Sword Saint, Arya declares that she will become stronger not using swords, but knives. Then they enter a hot spring in the middle of the labyrinth, and Vulcan calms them down, stating that the Philosopher's Stone protects them from danger. The stone brings Arya back to her past, reminding her of when her village got attacked. Arya tells Tama to join the bath, showing him just how much plot she carries, and while Tama initially convinces himself that he won't fold, he joins them and their beautiful puppies in the hot bath. Arya asks Vulcan what happened to her last party, and she informs them that her old party broke up after 2 members clapped cheeks, causing one of the members to get pregnant. It brings Vulcan to Arya's party and informs her that elemental cats like Tama can crossbreed, and when Tama checks his new skills from the roper, he sees that he can make half-cat, half-elf babies with Arya. While he convinces himself that he won't do it, Arya gets excited over that idea, telling Tama to grow big quickly and show her the big dog inside of his little cat's body. Then they face a minotaur, and despite her speed, Arya's power is not enough to defeat it. However, Arya continues attacking the minotaur with her speed, impressing Tama, and manages to damage the minotaur. Suddenly, the roof collapses, and just before it sends Vulcan to another world, Tama saves her, causing her to fold. Arya defeats the minotaur, while Vulcan can't believe just how manly Tama is after saving her, and she wants to join the harem. Later, they bring the Minotaur's head back to the guild where Anna congratulates Aria for her new weapon, and they celebrate. They drink alcohol like a fish, and it reminds Tama of the times he celebrated after defeating a quest. Just then, Vulcan asks if they want to form a real party with her, and while Aria is a little hesitant, Tama takes her hand to join Vulcan's hand, and they form a party for real. Weeks later, Tama finds himself stuck between the two sleeping girls' melons where they both talk in their sleep about wanting to make cat babies with Tama, but being the honorable knight, Tama distracts himself by looking at his stats. There, he finds that he can evolve his cat form to the next stage and steps closer to becoming a true behemoth, but not wanting to destroy the peaceful life he has now with Aria, he decides to ignore it unless it's necessary. The next day, Aria and Tama find two bandits bullying the girl and want to sell her kidneys, and when Aria steps up, the two want the smoke. However, when they see the legendary cat, Tama, on her shoulders, they both apologize before running away. Aria comforts the little girl, and she introduces herself as Lala, who lost both her parents. Aria takes her to a church filled with orphans, and they are all stoked to see Aria. She meets up with the nun to hand Lala in her care, and the nun tells Aria how happy they have been since Aria has been coming to visit them, and here, Tama promises to himself that he will always support her. Later, while looking at some rice cakes, the party heads to the guild where Anna congratulates Aria for reaching the C rank as an adventurer. Just then, they see a crowd on the quest board as they all are looking at the emergency quest. Anna informs them that people have been missing in the town of Reynald and that the culprits might be demons. It surprises all of them, but being the noble warrior with big jugs, Aria asks Anna to tell her more information. Just then, a knight named Cedric pulls up to explain the situation, and everyone in the guild is in awe of his hotness and how much of a Chad he is. While he's making everyone simp for him, Tama recognizes Cedric as a great mage who once made a name for himself during Ragnarok, a great battle between humans and demons, and that Cedric's presence gave humanity the edge to gain their victory. Aria worries that even with Cedric on their side, they won't be enough for the demons, but Anna, while glazing Cedric's sweat, assures her that with Big Daddy Cedric on their side, they will win, and here the girls realize that Cedric prefers to get clapped by dudes instead of a girl's sweet cheeks. The next morning before heading to battle, Tama can sense that his master, Aria, is nervous, so he gives her a lick that gets her in the mood. She thanks him for the lick, and to return the favor, she kisses Tama on the lips, which makes him fold and makes PTA call the FBI. Then, under Cedric's lead, they start the mission, and the party consisting of Danny, Howard, Kenny, and Marietta introduce themselves to Tama and the girls. They are in awe of Tama, the elemental cat. The girls are ogling over how cute he is and putting him in positions that would make us wish we were cats. Just then, the carriage stops and they are faced with fat and slimy orcs that look like you. Cedric calls out for Danny, and when he steps up, he easily slices them into bacon for breakfast. It amazes Aria to see Danny's skill, and they inform him that Danny didn't use any skill to handle the orcs, which amazes her even more. That night, they reach the village of Reynald, and when the chief informs them that more people are disappearing due to the demons, it reminds Aria of her dark past when demons attacked her village. Then they eat dinner as a party, and Aria asks them why they become knights. Some of them state that they need to pay debts, while others want to get rich and be Andrew Tate. Cedric tells them that after he was disowned by his family for liking glizzies more than roast beefs, he became a knight to make a living. Aria apologizes for her question, but they assure her it's fine as they got to live their dreams. Later, the girls prepare themselves for a bath, and as a cat, the girls force Tama to join them and clean himself. Despite being an honorable knight, Tama, even as a cat, can't help himself but fold when he sees the girls clean their kitty. As Aria has the biggest melons, the girls can't help themselves but want to play with them. But next door, the non-glizzy-loving dudes, Danny and Howard, can't help themselves but want to peek after hearing Aria's happy noises. However, before they get to even see the sweet cheeks, Tama stops them and yeets them away. Later, the party enters a dungeon, and unbeknownst to them, someone is watching them closely and plans to eliminate them. He sends an army of werewolves against them, but the party easily defeats them. However, Tama showcases his water shooting skills, which blasts a hole through the werewolves, and shows this party that this cat is packing the biggest in this crew. It shocks the watcher to see how powerful Tama is, but has more plans waiting for them. After seeing her cat's ability, Arya starts tweaking and states how much she wants Tama to make her kitty purr, and Tama can only accept his fate. Later, they face the Watcher, Beryl, who was part of the demon clan that the humans made extinct. He creates a magic wall to divide them and sends his A-class troll to eliminate them, and among the magic walls, Tama is alone as Beryl specifically targets him. Tama tries using his power to chop off an arm, but the troll easily grows another one, and here Tama realizes that he's in trouble. Meanwhile, Cedric and his party are also facing trolls, but unlike Tama, Cedric uses his special sword that manages to slice through the troll easily while laughing like a maniac, and Beryl recognizes that Cedric is using dark magic. Back with Tama, he is cornered right in front of a concerned Arya, but he looks to his arsenal and uses fire attacks to defeat the trolls. While they manage to heal their wounds, Tama keeps spamming his fireball attacks like a video game and roasts the trolls he's facing. While Beryl can't believe what he's facing, Vulcan tries to attack him from behind, and when Beryl manages to dodge her attacks, Arya pops up from the back and stabs Beryl. Her blade starts glowing, which causes tremendous pain on Beryl, but he returns a favor and slices Arya with a poison blade before he collapses. Arya falls down due to the poison while Beryl promises that he will have his revenge. The party quickly takes Arya back to the village, and the doctor informs them that Arya only has 12 hours before he meets Ace. They can't believe what they're hearing and demand that there's a way out. The doctor informs them that to counter a dragon's poison, they will need an S-ranked Earth Dragon's Eye to create the antidote. While the group wants to save her, Cedric informs them that they have to stay calm as they don't know the location of an Earth Dragon, but Tama does, and he flies away leaving all of them. In his mind, he is determined to save his Busty elf master, even if it costs him his life, so he flies to the labyrinth. There he faces the Earth Dragon that once almost took his life, but this time, Tama comes prepared for a fight and transforms himself into his second form, a full-fledged behemoth. Comment down below, Sigma Cat, if you want the next episode recapped, and subscribe to stay tuned on the next video from Luffy Recaps.